Johnson is competing with our JV team today at Sioux Falls. We also have Coach Shane Prunty, the ball boy's husband, and Cole and Laura Prunty. And Coach Scott Rowley honoring the late Shirley Rowley. And at this time, if we have any mothers from the Bishop Sioux Falls Lincoln team here today, we would ask you to step out on the field and be recognized as well. So let's have a round of applause for all of these special ladies. Thank you, everyone. Let's have a great game number 2.
And that concludes the Mother's Day ceremony here at Hyde Stadium. And as I was saying, welcome back for Pure Governors Baseball right here on KCCR. Dylan Simmons with you on the call as your Governors get ready to face off against the Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Governors coming off a big Game 1 win over Lincoln by a score of 4-2, I should say, and they did it with effective pitching, great offense in spurts, and a consistent never say die attitude, and that's what's been their huge thing all season long. Now they've got a chance to repeat that feat right here against Lincoln in game number 2, sweeping the doubleheader and winning 11 out of their last 12 games. But it's easier said than done. This Lincoln team has so much talent all around the roster, and you can bet that they're going to be looking for some measure of revenge after losing that first game, and they know the stakes. If they lose another one, they may very well drop out of hosting a region tournament game or being that high up in the standings. So they're going to have to do everything they can to try to get a win. That's what's going to make this second game so interesting between the Govs and the Patriots. You will not want to miss it here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. We're going to take a 3-minute timeout. When we come back, we will preview the starting lineups between your Govs and the Patriots right here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Don't touch that dial or don't click off the video. We'll be back in 3.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Becky Potsaba and State Farm Insurance are here to help you with your insurance and banking needs. State Farm's not just insurance. It's banking, investments, IRAs, loans, and a whole lot more. We offer guidance in a personal and caring way that helps you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and find ways to control costs so you can realize your dreams. We know how life is, and we're here for you. Stop in to see Becky at 1315 East Wells Avenue in Pierre, or call Becky at 224-4173.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
For over 60 years, Ferding Electric has been powering homes and businesses across central South Dakota. When you need reliable electrical service, trust the experts with decades of experience. Whether it's a simple residential repair, a complex commercial installation, or even electrical work on your farm, Ferding Electric has you covered. And if you're tired of searching everywhere for that hard-to-find bulb, Ferding Electric carries a wide selection of bulbs, including those hard-to-find fluorescent and specialty options. Visit us at 2903 East Elizabeth Street or call today, 605-224-8684. Venture Communications has deep roots in rural South Dakota. Venture now proudly provides fiber to the home with 100% of our customers, enabling them to enjoy super fast and reliable internet connections. We'd like the opportunity to keep you in touch with the people and resources that matter most. 100% fiber and 100% committed to rural South Dakota. Call Venture Communications today at 605-852-2224, 605-852-2224, or online at venturecom.net.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your healthcare is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Welcome back to Pierre Governors Baseball on KCCR. Dylan Simmons with you at the beautiful Hyde Stadium in Pierre, South Dakota. And very soon we will be set for game number 2 between your Governors and the Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots. Our scoreboard courtesy of the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine Agency. Thank you to Brittany and American Family Insurance for sponsoring our scoreboard each and every game. Time to preview the starting lineups for both sides. We will start with the Pierre Governors. Leading off will be Carter Shufflebine, the second baseman. George Talley will be in center field today. Porter Hunsley in right field. Ridge Lineback in left field. Dawson Getz is at short. Sutton Sunshine is the catcher. Parker O'Brien is at third base. Will Danberg is going to be on the mound for the Governors in this game. Cooper Terwilliger will work as a DH, and J.J. Buchholz will be exclusively at first base on the defensive side of the baseball in this game, the very same situation he was in the first game of today's doubleheader. Meanwhile, for Sioux Falls Lincoln, the man on the mound in this game will be Jude Tomat. So Tomat, who was an infielder in game number 1 for the Patriots, takes over on the mound in game number 2. Jens McClarty at second. Cale Meyer will be at the shortstop spot, Opland Sonicson is the third baseman. Braden Olson is the catcher. Owen Lechtenberg is in right field. Kason Christensen is in center field. And Colin Lunders will be the left fielder. Actually, it's Dietrich Hahn is the pitcher. I think I misspoke and said instead Tomat. It's Hahn who is the pitcher, number 27, not number 21. So Dietrich Hahn on the mound. Tomat is at first base. And the Patriots are just about ready to roll. Governors are the same. Both teams about to make their way onto the field. Tell you what, we're going to take one more 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll get things started between the Govs and the Patriots on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Jaeger Incorporated is your locally owned ag, chemical, and seed retailer. Jaeger Incorporated offers reliable ground and aerial application. For the latest seed and chemical pricing, contact Kyle at 605-280-8710 or Tony at 605-280-4771. Jaeger for all your ag, chemical, and seed needs. Kyle, 605-280-8710 or Tony, 605-280-4771.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Welcome back to KCCR and the YouTube channel KCCR Sports. Dylan Simmons on the call. We are just about set for game number 2 as the sensational, the amazing Will Danberg makes his way to the mound. Sensational, some might say. If you get the Spider-Man reference, then I got to say salute to you, my friend. Anyway, Danberg on the mound, and boy, he's had a sensational season all year long. Danberg enters today's game with incredible pitching stats that just you look at and you kind of go, wow, that can't be real, but it is. 27 1/3 innings pitched, 5-1 record overall. He's given up just 5 earned runs this year, a 1.28 ERA. He and Ridge Linebaugh have really been the stalwarts at the mound all season long for the Governors, and he's going to look to continue that in game number 2 today against Sioux Falls Lincoln. Leading off for the Patriots will be Cale Meyer. He's working as the shortstop in this game once again. Jens McClarty will be at second base. Colin Lunders will be in left field. He's the number 3 man in the order, and Braden Olson is the cleanup man at catcher. Those will be the first 4 batters for the Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots. Got to be disappointed after that 4-2 loss to Pierre in game number 1, especially the way they lost that game, giving up 4 runs in a single inning and not being able to respond in kind. 7 more innings, barring extra innings left in the regular season between the Govs and the Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots. Game number 2, final game of the regular season, is underway. Danberg's first pitch is in for a strike. Count goes to 0-1. Wasting no time firing up that fastball. Danberg not quite as big of a strikeout menace, quote unquote, as Ridge Linebaugh, but you still cannot let that fastball get behind you. There's a foul ball. Count goes to 0-2. Even more fans have come out now to Hyde Stadium to get a look at game number 2. Glad to have you listening in or watching from wherever you are across the world. Counts 0-2. Danberg with an opportunity at an opening strikeout on Cale Meyer, the shortstop. Struck out a couple times last game against Linebaugh. Lifts this one foul, and the count will stay at 0-2 for Meyer. Lincoln now 11-7 overall on the season. Man, they've lost 3 of their last 4, dating back to their doubleheader against Brandon Valley on Monday. Lost both of those games as well. Their lone win in that stretch was against Roosevelt last night, or rather 2 nights ago on Thursday, as Will Danberg gets the opening strikeout on Cale Meyer. Got him looking, and that'll send on Jens McClarty. So just should stay focused on Will Danberg, shouldn't I? The sensational stuff he's doing so far. That fastball is really finding its mark early on. McClarty, the second baseman, lets that breaking ball come in. The count goes to 0-1. Colin Lunders is currently on deck for Lincoln. Danberg is going to heat up that pitch once again. Fastball is grounded to third. O'Brien's got it. Doesn't mishandle it. Gets it on to first, and that's a 5-3 for out number 2. And I say doesn't mishandle it because that's been an issue for O'Brien in the last couple of doubleheaders. Had issues with that against Washington yesterday and had a problem with that today in the final inning against Lincoln, but no issues that time. Handled it very cleanly and got it easily to first for the 5-3. Buchholz, of course, over there exclusively on defense. Cooper Terwilliger is the DH for the Govs in this game, part of that unique high school baseball rule here in South Dakota. Allows you to have that sort of lineup. 0-1 pitch. Oh, man, cracked him right in the helmet. And Colin Lunders will make his way on to first with a hit by pitch. Glad to see he's okay because that was a hard shot right on the side of the helmet. Lunders took it like a champ, though. And in an unorthodox fashion, Lincoln has a runner aboard. So that'll send on Braden Olson, the catcher, for his first at-bat of the game. Hopefully he doesn't suffer a cranium crunch like his friend Lunders. 2 outs. Danberg's fastball is in this time for a strike. Probably just lost the handle on that last pitch. Happens to every pitcher at some point in time. Nobody's going to have a perfect performance unless you're Felix Hernandez. 0-1 pitch, and there's a strike. Count goes to 0-2. Danberg looking for a second K in the first 4 batters of the game. And right now, nobody has really been able to figure out that fastball in the early going. Sometimes the early portions of the game can favor a pitcher. That's what it's doing with Danberg right here. That pitch is high. Count goes to 1-2. Final game of the regular season for the Governors. Patriots have one more on Monday. That game will be played in Sioux Falls against Washington, who Pierre beat last night 2 straight times. Going to second now is Lunders, and they're going to catch him. Great throw by Sutton Sunshine. Got it to Carter Shufflebine. And the runner Lunders is thrown out. That sends us on to the bottom half of the first. The Govs pitching and defense stepping up in a huge way. Score is still 0-0. Back in 1 minute right here on KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel.
Beck Motor Company is proud to sponsor the Pierre Governors baseball team this season. Just like the Governors, we believe in hard work, dedication, and striving for excellence every day. As these young athletes give it their all on the field, Beck Motor Company is here to deliver top-quality Chevy and Cadillac vehicles and unbeatable service. We're committed to supporting our community, and there's no better way to show that than backing our hometown team. Visit Beck Motor Company today and find the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle. www.beck-motors.com, 605-224-5912. Go Govs!
Walking together in faith, living together in faith, working together in faith, that's who we are.
Hi, this is Pastor Sam Hanschke. I hope that our athletes have an excellent and successful season. I pray that God would continue to richly bless them. I invite you to join me in praying for our athletes during the year.
We're Faith Lutheran and we are glad you're here.
Welcome back. This is KCCR and the YouTube channel KCCR Sports. Dylan Simmons on the call with you here on this Saturday afternoon. Your Pierre Governors tied with the Lincoln Patriots at 0-0 going into the bottom half of the first inning. Will Danberg in the defense stepping up in a huge way. And now the Governors will get their chance with their own batting core to see what they can do against Dietrich Hahn, the man on the mound for the Patriots in this game. To start things off, Hahn does have experience pitching this year. He went 5 innings against Watertown back in game number 1 of that series, had 4 strikeouts and gave up no earned runs. So Hahn is a very solid pitcher, but he has not met a unit quite like the Governors this season, and the Govs will get their chance to show him what they're all about. Of course, Hahn got a up close and personal look at that in game number 1 when he was playing on the defensive side. But when you're throwing the ball right at these guys, it's a whole different story. Carter Shufflebine has been great for these last couple games, and he'll be starting things off here in game number 2. He got a leadoff double in game number 1 against these Patriots, and now he's got a chance to add to it. Shufflebine did have no RBIs in that first game, a rarity for him, but rest assured he's just waiting to pounce on an opportunity. Hahn, low fastball, and the count goes to 1-0. Shufflebine had a couple of triples last night against Washington, including a 3-run triple in game number 2 that really blew that game wide open. Governors never looked back after that. As I've said before, it's been the Shufflebine show, and you don't want to change the channel whenever it's on. That comes in for a strike. Count goes to 1-1. Shufflebine entering the weekend with a .322 average, .406 on-base percentage, .458 slugging percentage. 19 total hits. Lets that one go by. Count goes to 1-2. Shufflebine will be followed by George Stalley and Porter Hunsley, the center and right fielders. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can see Hahn kind of wiping away some of the perspiration on his face. It is a hot day in the capital city, approaching 90 degrees right now, as far as I know. 1-2, that pitch is high. Count goes to 2-2. Weatherman Dylan will take a look at it real quick. Yeah, 86 degrees, according to my phone right now. We're expected to reach a high of 88 today, so it is hot in the capital city. 2-2 from Hahn. Here is a well-hit ball out to right. Going back for it is Lechtenberg, and he does make the catch for out 1. Looked pretty solid off the bat, but Shufflebine just couldn't get enough underneath it. He's retired. That sends on George Stalley. Stalley didn't have any hits last game, but he did get an RBI in game number 2 against Washington. He's got the ability to send balls deep, and that's what he'll be looking to do here against Hahn, get the first hit of the game for either side. Hahn fastball, and that is a well-hit ball right to the second baseman, though. He throws on to first for a 4-3 and out number 2. Good work by Jens McClarty to cover up that baseball and just nonchalantly got it to Tomat. Really not much else that Stalley could have done in that situation. He hit that thing with the strength of 1,000 horses, but he just couldn't get it past McClarty. So that'll send on Porter Hunsley, the right fielder. 2 away here in this bottom of the first, and so far, both defenses playing some pretty good baseball, and both pitchers stepping up to the task. But will that continue for Hahn? There's a strike. Count goes to 0-1. It does seem to be tradition in Governor's doubleheaders that one of the games is kind of more high scoring, and the other one features a lot more of a pitching duel. And we'll see if that trend somewhat continues. Game 1 was still a relatively low-scoring affair, all things considered. But even still, Governors have won games by scores of 1-0 or 2-0 in the past, so maybe we're headed for another one of those. Only time will tell. At the end of the day, the Governors will just take a victory any way they can get it. And that's a fastball. Got right past Hunsley. Count goes to 1-2. So a chance for Dietrich Hahn to get his first strikeout of the game. Porter Hunsley entering today with a .316 average. This one goes to the outside for a 2-2. 6 total hits, 5 singles, .368 slugging percentage, .481 on base percentage. 2-2 pitch on the way soon from Hahn. Fastball, got him. So Hunsley ends up fanning at nothing but oxygen, gets struck out by Hahn for his first K of the game. 3 up, 3 down for the Govs. That'll send us to the top of the second with your score. Patriots 0, Governors 0. We'll be back in 1 minute right here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Has it been years since you've been to the dentist? Are you afraid to see a dentist? If so, you are among many people who feel this way. Hi, I am Dr. Michelle Hofer of Missouri River Dentistry. At our office, we pride ourselves as an office that uses a personal touch to offer gentle dentistry, tailored to fit each patient's needs. We do so by utilizing state-of-the-art equipment and methods which allow the patients to feel comfortable. So whether it has been many years or 6 months since your last dental visit, your oral health is important. We invite you to call us at Missouri River Dentistry, 223-2021, 223-2021.
As South Dakota's oldest auto dealer, it's our 118th anniversary. Stop by and sign up for drawings, prizes, beef bucks. You save thousands with Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram employee pricing, plus incentives for everyone. Buick GMC incentives up to $62.50. Plus, all of our new vehicles in stock are tariff-free. Check out our huge selection of used vehicles at our 118th anniversary on the windshields and at WagnerAuto.com. Wagner Auto, your one place to go for sales and service, 118 years in Pierre.
Thank you to Wagner Auto and all our sponsors here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Courtesy, our scoreboard courtesy of the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebind Agency. That, folks, in radio is what we call putting the cart before the horse. Will Danberg is the man on the mound for the Pierre Governors. He will face off against Braden Olson to lead things off in this top frame of the second inning. It'll be Olson, Dietrich Hahn, and Jude Tomat, 4-5, 6-2 up. Both defenses and both pitchers went 3 up, 3 down in the first inning, so scoreless game thus far, and we'll see if that trend continues. Danberg with an off-speed pitch that is low. Count goes to 1-0. Braden Olson, the catcher for this game, had 1 hit and 1 run versus Brandon Valley in game number 2 on Monday. Also had that stat line in game number 1 of that doubleheader. Count goes to 2-0. It's been a busy week for the Govs. A doubleheader against Sturgis Tuesday night, doubleheader last night against Washington, and a doubleheader today against Lincoln. But the good news for them is that they get a rest after this game. They'll be off for a week until the region tournament, or 6 days to be exact. Region tournament starts on Friday. 3-0 pitch. Excuse me, pitch is in there for a strike. Count goes to 3-1. Danberg able to fit that fastball in nicely. Team ERA for the Governors entering the weekend was a 1.98. With 117 total strikeouts, this is a foul ball that nobody is going to be able to make a play on. Bringing the count to 3-2. Good work by Danberg to make a 3-0 a 3-2. But with a guy like that on the mound, you don't really sweat it too much. Much like Leinbach, he's overcome those counts plenty of times in the past. When you got that kind of experience in these situations, you just don't sweat it too much. And there's a great example of exactly what tenacity can do for you. Will Danberg able to get the strikeout, catches Braden Olson swinging for his second of the game. And that will send on the next batter with one away. It will be Diedrich Hahn, the pitcher. So a big strikeout for Danberg, and now it's Hahn to the plate. Drills one foul. Counts 0-1. Jude Tomat is the man on deck, I should say, for Sioux Falls Lincoln. In those baby blue uniforms. Governors, of course, wearing the all white with green sleeves. If you're just joining us for game 2. 0-1 count with one out. Danberg, as this one is drilled into right center field. A great piece of hitting from Diedrich Hahn, and the pitcher has this one roll all the way to the wall. Sally throws on, but he's not going to be able to stop Hahn from getting a one-out double here in the top of the second. So a big shot for Diedrich Hahn, exactly where it needed to be. And just like that, the Patriots have the first hit of the game, and they've got a man in scoring position. So Jude Tomat will be the next man up, and a rare mistake from Will Danberg. Doesn't give up extra base hits all that often, but Diedrich Hahn was sitting on that one and was ready. Tomat will be followed by Upland Sonic Sun, and that's a balk. A balk by Danberg, so another rare mistake, and all of a sudden, you've got Diedrich Hahn 90 feet away from home plate. So odd stuff from Danberg here all of a sudden after such a confident start. Count goes to 1-0. Of course, Danberg can't sweat this situation too much. He's just got to play his usual brand of baseball, but it's been a while since we've seen a balk at Hyde Stadium, and we just saw one right there. There's a strike. Count goes to 1-1. Governors looking for win number 18 on the season, win number 17 in South Dakota play. They'll finish with 21 South Dakota games played on the season. Ground ball right over the mound to Schuffelbein. Throws onto home plate, and safe at home plate somehow was Diedrich Hahn. And that's going to give Lincoln a 1-0 lead, and safe at first base is Jude Tomat. And the Governors not too happy with that call, but home plate umpire was sitting right there looking at it, and the Patriots are on top. So a solid shot by Tomat. Governors decided to try to make the play at home plate instead of getting the out at first. Smart thing to do, but Lincoln, with the speed of Hahn, able to outrace it. Swing and a miss here from Upland Sonic Sun. Count goes to 0-1. Tomat at first after knocking in the RBI. 0-1 for Danberg. Governors down 1-0, very similar to what they were in game number 1, and that is going to be sent into left field by Upland Sonic Sun for a one-out single. So runners on first and second for the Lincoln Patriots as Sonic Sun gets his own piece of hitting. So now the Patriots have yet another hit to add to the scoreboard. That is their second overall in this game. Tomat got it, getting to first, obviously, on a fielder's choice. Sonic Sun and Hahn with hits. Man at home plate as Owen Lechtenberg lets this go by. Count goes to 1-0. So all of a sudden, Lincoln, who was struggling in the first inning, has really turned this around offensively. Danberg keeping a close eye at second. Ground ball, right side. Schuffelbein goes to second. Chance for a double play, and they're not going to go for it. Instead, decides to keep the ball in his hand. The Governors do get the out at second. Advancing to third on that was Jude Tomat. And out is Upland Sonic Sun with Owen Lechtenberg getting to first on a fielder's choice. Runners on first and third, 2 away. And the man at the plate is Kason Christensen. Pitcher in the last game, went the distance, working as the center fielder, gave up 3 earned runs to the Govs. Didn't play all that bad, but had 1 rough inning in the bottom of the 4th, and that's all it took. Pops this one up, right side. Scheffelbein wants it. He's got it. That is out number 3. 2 runners stranded on base, but the Patriots do put in a run, scored by Diedrich Hahn. He gets a massive double, and then he comes home on a Jude Tomat RBI, and the Patriots on top by a score of 1-2-0. Back for the bottom half of this inning when we return in 1 on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Wahi Federal Credit Union member? At a Wahi Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at a Wahi Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Wahi Federal Credit Union.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
Welcome back to Hyde Stadium in the capital city. Dylan Simmons on the call. This is KCCR and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Our scoreboard courtesy of the American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein Agency. Thank you to Brittany and American Family Insurance for sponsoring our scoreboard each and every game. Patriots on top by a score of 1-0. A run scored in the top half of the second. Diedrich Hahn coming home on an RBI from Lincoln, and now Dawson gets the cleanup man in the order, gets to lead off in this bottom half of the second inning. Jude Tomat with the RBI for the Patriots, and now Diedrich Hahn, the man who just scored the run, is on the mound for the Patriots. Bit of a missed opportunity though for Lincoln. They had a couple more men on base, but couldn't cash in and score on it. But as the strike comes in and the count goes to 0-1, this is very reminiscent of what we saw in Game 1. Bit of a slower start for Pierre. Lincoln jumps on the chance, goes up 1-0. Of course, we all know what happened as that game continued. Ground ball by Getz to third. Thrown on to first. Easy 5-3 for Upland Sonic Sun and Jude Tomat. They put away Getz, 1 down. This will send on Ridge Lineback, hot off the heels of that 6 2/3 masterclass, 12 strikeouts against these Patriots back in game number 1. And now looking to add some more to his hitting collection. And you could tell even after going that far, he was disappointed. He wanted to go the full game if he could help it. Pops this one up to right field, and this will be a very easy catch for Owen Lechtenberg for out 2. So 2 up, 2 down just like that. But despite the disappointment, nothing to be ashamed of for Ridge Lineback after that incredible first game performance. So Cooper Terwilliger will be the man on the plate, the DH for the Governors in this game. He can play first, but Buchholz is playing it right now as the defender. Terwilliger lets that go by. Count goes to 1-0. Sutton Sun and Shine currently on deck, the number 7 man in the order. So far, so good for Diedrich Hahn. Very reminiscent so far of his last big pitching performance against Watertown just over a week ago. Low pitch here. Count is 2-0. A lot of South Dakota baseball games taking place across the Mount Rushmore State today. And of course, if you want updates on those and want to see live scores, check out kccrradio.com. Sports Director John Winkler will have the latest on all of that. And check out the Sports Report every weekday on the KCCR Morning Show. John is a hard-working man, and he gets all the latest sports news in the capital city area and across South Dakota to you. Count is 3-0 here. Cooper Terwilliger on the verge of getting on base, becoming the first Governor to do so, and he will. Forcing the 4-pitch walk on Dietrich Hahn. Governors have a man aboard for the first time with 2 away. That'll send on Sutton Sonnenschein, the catcher, with Terwilliger trying to turn to home plate. And Sutton knows a thing or two about forcing walks in his own right. Team leader in doing just that. With his first plate appearance of the game, entered today, Sonnenschein did with a 308 average, 471 on-base percentage, 951 OPS. Lets this go by. Strike goes in. Count goes to 0-1. Sonnenschein with 16 total hits, 12 of those being singles. He also has a home run on the season, one of 2 players to manage that. Cooper Terwilliger the other. A 3-run homer, which he got Tuesday against Sturgis. Count goes to 1-1. Governors would love to add another homer in this doubleheader against Lincoln. Bit of a rarity in South Dakota baseball with some of the dimensions of the fields. Brandon Valley's got one where home runs are kind of common at that ballpark. But Hyde Stadium pretty big. It's 378 to dead center, 324 to left, and 324 to right. So it's a pretty far distance to travel. Count 1-2. Sutton Sonnenschein trying to send one over the fence. Governors still looking for their first hit of the game. Terwilliger with over a 400 batting average on the season. Just always seems to find a way to get on base, even if it's not a hit. Sonnenschein pops this one right up and over our press box, and it lands on the roof. Clang, there it goes. It's like a Batman comic. Clang, pow, bam. 1-2 count. Will Danberg on deck for the Governors. Trying to see if Sutton Sonnenschein can bring a runner home. Chopper, left side, right to the shortstop. Meyer throws on to first and gets the out. So a 6-3 ends the bottom half of the second inning. Governors get Cooper Terwilliger on base, but that's it. Your score is still Patriots 1, Governors 0. Back for the top of the third in 1 minute's time. You're listening to Pure Governors Baseball on KCCR.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Welcome back. This is Pure Governors Baseball on KCCR, your home for all things Pure Governors. Dylan Simmons on the call with you on this Saturday afternoon in the capital city. Governors down 1-0 to the Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots on this hot day at Hyde Stadium. Going to be approaching 90 degrees around 5 o'clock. We'll see if this game is still ongoing. The pace we're currently playing, it wouldn't look like it. Already to the top of the third, Will Danberg on the mound. Lincoln Patriots do have one run on the scoreboard. Brought in Dietrich Hahn on a Jude Tomat RBI. That is the third run total that the Patriots have scored in this doubleheader. Cale Meyer to lead things off for Lincoln in this top of the third. It'll be Meyer, Jens McClarty, and Colin Lunders. 1, 2, 3 due up. Let's see how Danberg negotiates it. Did it masterfully in the first. Got Meyer on a strikeout looking. Gets a strike here. Count goes to 0-1. McClarty grounded out to third, and Lunders ended up going to first on a hit by pitch, but was caught stealing after the fact. Here's a ground ball left side, and that gets through for a base hit. So Cale Meyer couldn't be silenced forever. He's got a leadoff single here in the top of the third. Runner aboard for the Patriots as Jens McClarty will be the next man up. Taking a close eye at his third base coach. Patriots on top by a score of 1-0, trying to keep Pierre down this time. Again, if you take out the bottom of the fourth in that first game, it would have been a 2-0 win for Lincoln. But that one frame completely changed that game as that's fouled into the cage overlooking Hyde Stadium. Count goes to 0-1. A lot of stuff going on in the capital city today. The plant sale was this morning at Faith Lutheran Church. We thank Faith Lutheran Church, by the way, for being one of our great sponsors for Pierre Governors Baseball. Danberg quickly takes a look at first. But the plant sale was this morning from 9 to 11. The Avera race against cancer was also this morning, and yours truly ran in the 5K portion. And it was a lot of fun, had a great time. And there were a lot of folks there. It was a very successful event for Avera. Shout out to Kelly Yackley, Vern Fitness, and the crew for their great job putting on that event. Of course, the Northridge Plaza Mom and Me event is tomorrow as part of Mother's Day festivities in the capital city. May have heard that commercial on KCCR. Make sure to check that out if you've got a mother-daughter combination. Counts 1 and 2. Or mother-son combination for all that matter. Count is 1 and 2 for McClarty. Danberg looking for the strikeout. That one came in a bit slower, and it was high for ball number 2. Count is 2 and 2. Also, graduation will be coming up soon for members of Riggs High School in Stanley County and Sully Buttes. Congratulations to those graduates. Excited to see what you do in the future. Here's a drive into right, and a nice catch by Porter Hunsley. Throws back to first and can't get the double play. Buchholz just couldn't haul it in. That would have been a sensational play, but it still was to get the out. Runner at first still is Meyer, and that'll send on Colin Lunders.
The left fielder, number 33, Colin Lunders.
But that would have been, there's a play I'm trying to think of. I think it was the 2017 World Series, or no, it was the 2019 ALCS, if I'm not mistaken. And it was Brantley of the Astros who brought in a ball just like that. Ended up getting a double play on the Yanks and contributed to that eventual Astros berth in the World Series. Keeping a close eye on first base is Danberg. Swing and a miss here by Lunders. Count goes to 0-1. Just can't think of his first name for whatever reason. Try to think of that later, and I'm sure you folks can remind me of that in due time. If I had John here, he would probably know. He is a baseball historian, baseball savant, knows all kinds of baseball facts, terminology, stuff from all eras. I got into baseball a little bit later than some folks, but boy, ever since I've gotten into it, it has been a joy to witness. Love coming out to the ballpark in any situation, and Hyde Stadium is certainly one of my favorites that I've called in. 1-1 count for Will Danberg up against Colin Lunders. Reached on a hit by pitch his last time up. Trying to fire up that fastball, uses it here, throw to first, and not going to be able to get Cale Meyer out in time. Speed bailed him out in that spot. That was a strike, by the way. Counts 1 and 2. But Sutton Sonnenschein, he's got a cannon arm right now. He's already thrown out one runner in this game, and he almost got another one. So base runners beware of the man behind the plate right now. He will get you out in a hurry. 1-2 pitch, one away. And that's a little outside. You saw a slight flinch from Colin Lunders, but he held back, and that was a good decision. Count is 2-2, but it was just close enough to maybe make Lunders second guess. 2-2 count. One away. Danberg looking for the strikeout. Bouncing ball to short. There's one out. Looking for the double play as Getz, and he's got it. They didn't get the double play earlier in the inning, but they get it right here with Dawson Getz. able to get the out at second, throw on to first to Buckholz. That sends us on to the bottom of the third with your score. Lincoln Patriots 1 and Governors 0. We'll be back in 1 minute's time right here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Larry Fry Heating and Cooling has a new name. Kruger Climate Systems has acquired Larry Fry Heating and Cooling, but it's still the same great service. Your friend Larry Fry is still a manager, and his dedication to providing you with outstanding service remains unwavering. The same quality products and services you have come to expect from Larry Fry Heating and Cooling will continue under the new leadership of Kruger Climate Systems. You can still reach us at 605-224-9548 or email us at ryan@krugercontracting.com. Kruger Climate Systems, your certified Trane and Mitsubishi dealer in Central South Dakota.
Step up to the plate with Kathy Sunshine Properties in Pierre, your go-to for buying, selling, and finding your perfect home. Whether you're looking for a cozy cottage or a spacious family home, Kathy Sunshine Properties has you covered. We're committed to helping you make your next big move, on the field or in your life. Ready to find your dream home? Call Kathy Sunshine Properties at 605-224-5588. Your home run in real estate.
Welcome back here on KCCR and at YouTube on KCCR Sports. Dylan Simmons on the call with you here on this Saturday afternoon. A great afternoon for some Governors baseball right here at Hyde Stadium. Your Governors down 1-0 to the Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots. By the way, John texted me. He's listening into the broadcast. And that player that I talked about getting that double play in the 2019 ALCS was Michael Brantley. That's who it was. So I was trying, I was thinking, and then I was like, well, you know what? John will know. And lo and behold, he did. So again, if you have any baseball questions, folks, just text John Winkler and he'll answer them for you. The number is, I'm not going to say his number. You're gonna have to ask him for that. Governors down 1-0 to Lincoln here in the bottom of the third. Leading off in this frame will be Will Danberg. Number 8 man in the order, working as the pitcher in this game. Trying to make an impact on the offensive side of the baseball. Count goes to 0-1. Been a good start so far for Diedrich Hahn. Gave up a walk to Cooper Twilliger, but thus far for the Govs, he's the only man to get on base. 3 hits for the Patriots in this game, none for Pierre. Danberg pops this one up foul, and it clangs off the roof of the press box again. So that'll move the count to 0-2. Patriots 1 run coming from a Jude Tomat RBI. 0-2 pitch on the way from Hahn. Here it comes, and Danberg swings and misses. Struck out swinging by Hahn, and that will be his second strikeout of this game. So Danberg retired, 1 down in the bottom of the third. That will send on Parker O'Brien, the third baseman. And he had a pretty solid outing in game number 1. Had a massive 2 RBI single in the bottom half of the fourth that gave the Governors the 3-2 lead that they would never lose for the rest of the game. And you got to see a replay of it on YouTube, folks. It was one of the oddest hits you'll ever see. Everyone in this ballpark thought for sure it was going to be a foul ball, and it somehow stayed inside the line by one of the closest margins you'll ever see. That pitch is high. Count goes to 1-1. It was truly the definition of a wild turn of events. But Parker O'Brien, he's sometimes like Neo from the Matrix. You just can't predict that variable. Swings and misses here. Count goes to 1-2. O'Brien's first at-bat of the day. Carter Shufflemine will be following. And he'll get his chance in this bottom of the third if they make it through. That pitch is high. Count goes to 2-2. Actually, he will, no doubt, because there's only 1 out. I thought there was 2 outs for some reason. But Shufflemine will definitely get his opportunity. But the question is, will he have O'Brien on base or not? 2-2 pitch. Hahn fastball, swing and a miss. 2 straight strikeouts for Diedrich Hahn. First on Danberg and then on O'Brien. 3 total Ks in the game, and now 2 away in the bottom of the third. That sends on Carter Shufflemine. Number 10, and he's been a perfect 10 just about from the plate this season. Entered today's games already with a stacked stat line. .322 average, .406 on base percentage, .458 slugging percentage, 19 total hits. Lets this one go by. Count goes to 0-1. Added another hit to the catalog in game number 1 of today's doubleheader. Got an 0-1 coming up, and he kind of flinched for a second, let it go by, and that was a good decision. Counts 1-1. It's so easy as a hitter in that spot when you see a ball like that to just swing at it. It's almost like a natural instinct. It is a natural instinct, but you've got to find a way to pull back. That's what Shufflebind just did. And he will ground this one right to the second baseman. Throws on to first for an easy 4-3, cleaned up by McClarty and Jude Tomat. And that will send us to the top of the 4th inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Governors. And the Patriots maintain their 1-0 lead. We'll be back in 1 minute's time right here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
AGE Corporation has been building South Dakota for nearly 60 years. For all your site work, construction, and crane needs, AGE is there for you. If you need a boat dock and dock lighting, AGE has what you need. Visit their website, agecorp.com, or give them a call at 223-2732. AGE Corporation, providing high-quality services without sacrificing safety. Visit agecorp.com or call 223-2732.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Welcome back on this special Saturday here on KCCR. Dylan Simmons on the call. Not just Pierre Governors baseball on your Riverfront broadcasting station today. We've also got NBA basketball coming up later tonight. It'll be the Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the Denver Nuggets. Or check it, no, the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Golden State Warriors. I was thinking about the Nuggets-Thunder series they played last night. It's going to be the T-Wolves and the Warriors tonight, and we will have that on KCCR. So there's your clarification on that. Of course, a lot of T-Wolves fans in the area, and I'm sure they'll be listening in with great anticipation to see what Ant-Man and his crew can do. Steph Curry out once again, so it's going to be an uphill battle for Golden State in San Francisco. There is a strike from Will Danberg. Count goes to 0-1. This is Braden Olson at the plate. He'll be followed by Diedrich Hahn. Jude Tomat also will be up soon. 4, 5, 6 due up in the order. And strike 2 quickly for Danberg. Also, I know that Celtics-Knicks is going on right now. Please, nobody spoil that for me. I will watch that game on my own time. Boston better not lose, though. That's all I'm going to say. 0-2, Danberg just can't fit that one in there. Little outside, counts 1-2. Olson struck out swinging his first time up. Danberg trying to get strikeout number 3 in this game. That one's high for ball 2. Some of you who've been out to Hyde Stadium recently, or maybe even on the YouTube broadcast, may have noticed as well, they've repainted the fence out here, and it looks really, really nice. They took out a lot of the stuff that was hanging on the walls, and it's made for a really nice aesthetic to Hyde Stadium. Looks like almost an entirely different venue now. Getting it all fixed up for the late stages of high school baseball, Legion baseball coming up soon, and of course the Oahe Zap, who will play here in their first home game on May 31st. Here is a high fly ball to left, and it sits down in front of Ridge Linebach for a base hit. So it's a leadoff single and a lucky number 7 for number 7, Braden Olson. 1 man aboard for the Lincoln Patriots. So Diedrich Hahn will be the next man up after Braden Olson's single. Struck out swinging his first time up, but not to be denied this time against Danberg. That's the 4th hit that the Patriots have managed in this game. So the consistency has been there. They just haven't been able to capitalize quite as much outside of the 1 run brought in the second. Check swing, and that's going to be called for a strike. Count goes to 0-1. Of course, Diedrich Hahn had that massive double earlier on in this contest in that second inning. Sent it all the way out towards the wall. Governors had issues recovering it in the outfield, and Patriots capitalized. So now how does Danberg handle that same guy? Counts 1-1. Also, WWE Backlash is tonight. Forgot about that as well. John Cena and Randy Orton facing off in St. Louis for all the WWE fans out there. Here's a ball drilled towards center. Stalley has it sit down right in front of him. And back-to-back singles for the Lincoln Patriots. Diedrich Hahn is on. Runners on first and second. Still no outs for Sioux Falls Lincoln. And now things are coming together nicely for the Patriots after that RKO shot from Diedrich Hahn. Jude Tomat is the lone RBI in this game. And he's got a chance to add another one with Braden Olson in scoring position. 5 hits now for the Patriots in this game, none for Pierre in this top of the fourth. As bunt was shown, pulled back. Count's going to be 1-0. Pitch went outside for Danberg. Oppland Sonic Sun, the next man due up. Danberg taking his time. You don't want to rush it, especially in this kind of situation. Could be the kiss of death if you approach it the wrong way. He's going to throw back to second. He is not going to be able to dispatch of Olson, who quickly retreated. The Governors have been known in this game already to have taken out base runners, either throwing them out or catching them stealing. And they'd love to do that again. Danberg, of course, will be looking for any opportunity he can, as that one is attempted to be bunted by Jude Tomat and ends up fouled as it rolled its way towards the backstop. Count is 1-1. So can Danberg stop the bleeding in this top of the fourth? That's the real question. As a pitcher, you kind of just got to put that sort of sequence behind you. If you give up a couple hits in a row, it's unfortunate, but you just can't let it define your frame. This ball is sent deep out into foul ground and left, and it bounces onto the road, and that one is going to bounce off the barricade out there. It's still rolling on the road. Look out, anybody driving through. That van's going to roll right to avoid it and stop near the bridge. That's got to be a heck of a feeling. You're just driving along, boom, baseball. That's the interesting thing about Hyde Stadium. Counts 1-2, and I'd say that baseball may be out there for a while. And another one in the exact same area. This one is going to land in the seats. Count stays at 1-2. Governors tried to chase after it with O'Brien as well as Leimbach. Or check it, actually, the pitcher, Danberg, came all the way over. Thought that was Leimbach. And now in the next edition of Random Things I'm looking at, there's a tumbleweed in left field. So everything's happening. What's that movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once? That's kind of what's going on right now. I think that's on Netflix, so tune in if you're interested in that one. 1-2. Danberg pulls that one low. Count goes to 2-2. Tried to fit that one in past Tomat, and he was just not fooled. So now a 2-2 with no outs, and Tomat is just extending this at-bat, making it tough on Danberg, trying to goad him into a mistake, but he's not going to. Great breaking ball action from Will Danberg. Strikes out Tomat looking and gets a much-needed first out here in the top of the fourth. Oppland Sonicson will be the next man up. And he's looking to go fast with this next attempt at a hit. One away. Runners at first and second. Olson at second. Hahn at first. Fastball high here from Danberg. Count goes to 1-0. Patriots, the defending state champions, they ended last year off with an 18-game winning streak. Carried that over into 2025. Had a rough start to the year, had a lot of out-of-state games that they were unable to win. There's a strike for Danberg. Count goes to 1-1. Once South Dakota play started, though, rebounded, got some momentum, got some wins, and started to climb up the South Dakota standings. and now find themselves currently at number 6, but after the first loss to Pierre, and we'll see about this game, it may change. Almost certainly will. 1-1 pitch. Danberg fires this one in. It's lifted into left center field. It's Stalley who's going to camp underneath it. Makes the catch for out 2. And that is a big step for the Governors. They went from no outs, runners on first and second, to 2 outs, runners on first and second. A couple of big outs for this Governors defense, and they may have a chance to leave 2 runners stranded on base. Patriots are going to send in a courtesy runner, it looks like. That is going to be number 4 for Sioux Falls Lincoln. And the new man at the plate, by the way, is going to be Owen Lechtenberg. After that fly out to center by Sonicson. Danberg trying to get that much coveted last out. And that is going to be a foul ball. Count goes to 0-1. Lincoln with 5 total hits in this game, but just 1 run to show for it thus far. Danberg, again, taking his time in between pitches. Doesn't want to rush this. There's a strike. And he shows you why it's so important to wait that long. Count goes to 0-2. The courtesy runner, by the way, is Ethan Olson. He's the man at first base who came in for Dietrich Hahn. Throw back to second by Danberg. They're not going to be able to take out Olson like that. At least not yet. But again, Olson at first. Hahn out of the game for him. Olson at second. Couple Olsons in there. That pitch is high. Count goes to 1-2. Will Danberg with 2 strikeouts, or rather 3 strikeouts in this game thus far after the K looking he got on Jude Tamat. Looking for an inning-ending 4th K right here. Instead, it's blast off to right center field. Stalley's back for it. He's racing for it, and he gets it. Good work by George Stalley in the outfield. Gets a couple of outs in this top of the 4th. And the Governors strand 2 runners on base for the Patriots, and they keep the score at 1-0. We'll be back for the bottom half of the 4th in 1 minute's time. You're listening to Pierre Governors Baseball on KCCR.
Are you a farmer in the Highmore area? Do you need a trusted partner for your grain and agronomy needs? Look no further than AgTegra. AgTegra is built on a legacy of farmer-owned cooperatives, providing superior service and relentless innovation for generations. We're committed to your success and the safety of our employees and members. For your grain needs, call Chance Scott at 605-846-1099. And for all your agronomy needs, reach out to Cole Hamlin at 605-871-9572. AgTegra, growing together for generations.
Hello, I'm Pastor Jeff Lathrop of Pierre First United Methodist Church, and I'd like to invite you to join us in person for worship on Sunday mornings at 8:30 a.m. or 11 a.m. You can also join us on Facebook Live or on KCCR 1240 a.m. or 98.9 FM for our Sunday morning broadcast at 11 a.m. Come worship with us at First United Methodist Church, where you will find open hearts, open minds, and open doors.
Welcome back to Pierre Governors Baseball on KCCR. This is Dylan Simmons on the call. And as always, our scoreboard courtesy of the American Family Insurance Brittany Shuffle Buying Agency. Your Governors down by a score of 1-0 to the Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots here at Hyde Stadium on this Saturday afternoon. Dietrich Hahn is on the mound for Sioux Falls Lincoln, and he's done a great job so far of holding what was a great Governors offense in the first game at bay. But we'll see what happens the second time around as George Stalley comes to the plate. The man who just got the inning-ending out now has a chance to get on the scoreboard. So Stalley will look to get some redemption after grounding out to second in his first at-bat of this game. Governors still have yet to get a hit thus far on Dietrich Hahn. He has been doing a tremendous job on the mound. Fires this pitch wide. Count goes to 1-0. Governors put up 4 runs in 1 inning in the first game, all in the bottom of the 4th, but outside of that, they've been scoreless in every other inning of today's doubleheader. Stalley pops this one up foul. And that'll bring the count to 1-1. So in total, when you combine the first and second games, that is 9 innings of scoreless baseball for the Governors today and 1 4-run inning. So it's been a very odd doubleheader in that sense. It was one bad inning from Sioux Falls Lincoln defensively that created that. Stalley lines this one, bouncing it right to the shortstop, who throws on to first for a 6-3 and out 1. So good work by Nick Mayer, or Cale Mayer, I should say, to get to that one. Gets out number 1, and that sends on the next man in the order, Porter Hunsley, the number 3 man, struck out swinging his first time up. After the Stalley chopper, Hunsley will be attempting to become the first Governor to get a hit in this one. Fastball high by Hahn, counts 1-0. Lincoln was 26-10 a season ago. 5-1 in true road games. Played a lot of neutral site games as well, 8-7 in those. There's a strike, count goes to 1-1. They were the number 2 team overall in the South Dakota rankings, number 1 in Class A ranks. Looking to defeat Pierre for the first time in 3 seasons. Last beat them in 2022. Haven't done it in Hyde Stadium since May 15th of 2021. Did that by a score of 12-2. This ball popped up. It's going to be playable, and Hahn races to make the catch. Impressive effort by Dietrich Hahn to come up with that baseball for out 2. And he gets a nice ovation from the Lincoln crowd that has made the trip to Pierre. So Dietrich Hahn able to take care of Porter Hunsley, and that'll send on Dawson Getz after the pop out. Getz grounded to third his first time up. Governors have just not been able to really get any sort of leverage on Hahn. Really, they haven't been able to get a ball to escape the infield yet, and it's been a problem. Problem that they're going to have to fix, or else they will probably lose this game. Plenty of time to change that, though, and Dawson Getz can be a great help to that. Strike comes in for Hahn. Count goes to 0-1. The wind is, by the way, somewhat died down. It's not nearly as consistent as it was. There's still some gust on occasion. Softly hit ball rolling along the first base line. Hahn bobbles it, and Getz is going to be safe at first base. Dietrich Hahn bobbled the baseball, and as he was fumbling it like the holy roller play between the Chargers and the Raiders, he couldn't pick it up, and Getz, using his speed, outraced him, got to first base, and the Governors have a man aboard after umpire discussion. They went ahead and confirmed it with each other, and that is indeed a trip to first for Dawson Getz. It's going to be an E1 on Dietrich Hahn that allows Getz to get there, our first error of the game. So Ridge Leinbach to the plate, Getz at first. A little bit of fortune for the Governors. Maybe that will be the spark they need to light an offensive fire. And Ridge Leinbach's going to get that fire rolling. He's got the matches. Rolling on to third is Getz. The throw. Oh, man, it got there in time. What a throw from center field by Kason Christensen. It was a base hit for Ridge Leinbach. Getz was trying to race his way to third. Probably should have stopped at second in hindsight. But you got to give credit to Kason Christensen on that tremendous throw. Sends us to the top of the 5th. The Governors strand 2 on base. Still down 1-0 to the Lincoln Patriots. We'll be back in 1 right here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
When you're in town for the big game, why not stay where the view is just as great as the action? American in Fort Pierce sits right on the river, offering beautiful scenery, relaxing comfort, and easy access to the ballpark. After a day at the Diamond, there's nothing better than unwinding by the water, and the American always hits it out of the park. Stay by the river. Stay in comfort. Call 605-223-2358 to book your room today. American, where the river meets relaxation. Step up to the plate with Overhead Door Company of Pierre. Like your favorite team, we deliver reliability, strength, and top-notch performance. For over 100 years, Overhead Door has been the most respected name in the industry. From commercial or residential repairs to full upgrades, our team of technicians stand ready to provide winning results. Don't let a faulty garage door strike you out. Look for the signature red ribbon and call the industry MVP at 605-224-6200. Bring your garage door game to the big leagues.
Welcome back. This is Pierre Governors Baseball on KCCR. Dylan Simmons on the call. Top half of the 5th inning is ahoy for the Governors and the Patriots. Live at Hyde Stadium. Will Danberg still on the mound. He's given up 5 hits, but just 1 run in this game thus far. But this Lincoln Patriots squad, they have been determined after losing game 1 4-2 to get some measure of revenge and get a win back over this Governors squad. Trying to beat them in a game for the first time since 2022. It's been 3 seasons. Haven't done it in Hyde Stadium since 2021, but they've got a chance to turn that all around right here. Kason Christensen, the man who just made that tremendous throw from center field to get the out on Dawson Getz and end the 4th inning, is the man at the plate. That pitch is low, counts 1-0. 9-1-2 due up in the order for Sioux Falls Lincoln. Christensen, Meyer, and McClarty. 1-0. Ground ball left side. Getz is there. Slides his way to get the ball and throws it on to first for out number 1. Great 6-3 on Christensen. And a really nice job of Dawson Getz transitioning his movement, get the ball to first base. He had to slide for it, was on his knees, got up, was able to get it to Buchholz, and the Governors get a big first out. Sends on Cale Meyer, leadoff man in the order, got a single his last time up. Struck out swinging in his first at-bat. Danberg with an off-speed pitch, counts 1-0. 4:11 here on KCCR as we're delving into the 4 o'clock hour. This is KCCR Pierre, Riverfront Broadcasting Station. That's fouled into the cage. And the count is going to be 1-1. By the way, tune in Monday. I have a new edition of the KCCR Morning Show. Myself, John, and Zach Nelson have all the latest in Capital City news, sports, and all the stuff going on around the area. Count goes to 1-2. Got a lot of fun stuff planned for the next week and months ahead. You'll want to stay tuned, folks. We've got a lot of fun surprises coming your way. A lot of cool content coming up. Chopper left side, Getz throws on to first, and that is going to be a 6-3 putout for out number 2. So Dawson Getz has come up big in this inning so far defensively. 2 away in the top of the 5th, and that will send on the number 2 man in the order, Jens McClarty. So McClarty grounded one out to third, flew one out to right. His last time, or times up, first 2 at-bats of the game. Patriots had a pretty successful 4th, and here is a high fly ball to right center. But this one will be easy for Porter Hunsley to get a handle on. He camps under it, gets the out. 3 up, 3 down. That sends us on to the bottom of the 5th with your score. Lincoln 1, Governor 0, back in 1 right here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Is your roof ready for the next South Dakota storm? Don't wait till it's too late. For over 25 years, Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction has been serving Central South Dakota with quality roofing and construction. He has now added gutters. We offer dependable service, guaranteed workmanship, and no unnecessary flash or fuss. Just reliable protection for your home. Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction. Experience you can trust. Call today, 605-280-8133. Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction, serving Central South Dakota for over 25 years. Look, it's no secret that owning a vehicle can cause a lot of stress, and they get a lot of wear and tear on them through the extreme seasons we've grown to love. Graham Tire wants you to know that you can trust them with any problem that you have with your vehicle. Their ASE certified mechanics can make your AC cool again, or even just change your oil. They can look into and fix those noises that seem to come from nowhere and have you stressed out. Bring your car to Graham Tire so they can put your mind at ease. Graham Tire, your tire store next door.
Welcome back to Pierre Governors Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. I'm your host, Dylan Simmons, on this Saturday afternoon. Pretty fun second game between the Govs and the Lincoln Patriots. Thus far, though, it's been all Lincoln, 1-0 lead since the top of the second. Cooper Terwilliger will lead things off for the Governors in this bottom half of the fifth, as he and the Govs look to find their way back to the lead for the first time in this game. It's been a very good game on the mound for Dietrich Hahn. His first pitch of this frame will be a strike. Count goes to 0-1. Hahn has just been so calm, cool, and collected, reminiscent of that Watertown doubleheader that he had not that long ago. And you can see why head coach Jordan Johnson would want to put him up in this second game. Pierre has had no answer for him. That's strike two. Count goes to 0-2 as Terwilliger kind of fanned at that one and missed. So an 0-2 pitch and a 1-0 lead for Sioux Falls Lincoln, trying to solidify their spot in the region tournament, move up in the standings with something coming out of Pierre. And a strikeout on Terwilliger. 3 pitches, 3 strikes issued by Dietrich Hahn, and Terwilliger is quickly retired, caught looking. Sutton Sonnenschein will be the next man up, grounded out to short in his first at-bat. This is just the second time through the order for the Governors, so translation, it's been, as I said, hard to hit on Dietrich Hahn. And he just continues to excel at firing in these fastballs. This one's fouled off and headed for the state capitol. Count goes to 0-1. That one, who knows, may land right in Governor Roden's office. 0-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, and Sonnenschein watches the count go to 0-2. He's had issues sometimes striking out this season. He had a tough outing a few games back where he struck out on just about every single at-bat, and he's going to strike out here. And again, 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Sonnenschein taken out swinging, and that'll send on Will Danberg. So 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 5th inning, and the Governors in danger of allowing an immaculate inning for Dietrich Hahn. If he can get 3 straight strikes here, he'll have completed it. And there's the announcer's jinx coming into full effect. Count goes to 1-0. Pitch was high. Never fails. Danberg struck out swinging his first time up. Hahn with a fastball, and that one is fouled directly off the cage. And the count will move to 1-1 for Danberg. Governors coming off a 13-11 season a year ago. They have already trumped their win total from last year. They've only taken 5 losses all season. And oddly, most of those have been at home. For whatever reason, road games have favored them more. Some teams do seem to play better on the road for whatever reason. But a lot of that just comes down to timing and opponents. Counts 1-2, and when you're playing tough opponents like Lincoln, it can be hard to win all your games at home. That pitch is outside, counts 2-2. This, of course, is the final game of the regular season for the Govs. So it'll be game number 23 overall, game number 21 in South Dakota play, or game number, yes, 21 in South Dakota play. Had to double check that for a second. And Danberg gets struck out. 3 strikeouts for Dietrich Hahn in the top half, or rather bottom half, of the 5th inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Governors. That'll send us to the top of the 6th. Score is still 1-0, Lincoln on top. Back in 1 on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
When you bank with First Fidelity, we reinvest your deposit right back into our community. We make loans to local families, farms, and small businesses. Community reinvestment is one of our basic purposes. It's vital to the local economy. It also helps grow our community. Stop by one of our branches today. First Fidelity Bank. First-class banking on a first-name basis. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Online at ffb-sd.com.
Want technology solutions you can trust from a neighbor you know? Comtech, locally owned and serving Pierre and surrounding area since 2009, is dedicated to keeping your home, farm, and business connected and secure. We offer a full range of services, from audio and video, security, surveillance, and networking with expert installation and support. Visit our storefront, call us at 605-224-4066, or visit our website, comtechplus.com, to experience the Comtech difference. Comtech, your local technology experts.
Welcome back. This is Pure Governors Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Governors down 1-0 to the Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots. Will Danberg on the mound. He's had a great day so far. He's allowed just 1 run total, but that's all that Lincoln's needed right now. On top 1-0. Governors offensively will have at least a couple more chances to put runs on the scoreboard. Of course, that's if they don't score 1 or 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th, then they wouldn't even need the bottom of the 7th. But right now, they've got to find a way to hold the Patriots at bay. Will Danberg has done a pretty good job of that. Only run scored happening in the top of the 2nd for Lincoln. That was from Jude Tomat with an RBI. Colin Lunders will be the leadoff man. 3-4-5 due up in the order for Sioux Falls Lincoln. Lunders, Olson, and Hahn. Lincoln trying to get win number 12 in South Dakota play, win number 15 on the season. And this is lined right to the third baseman, Parker O'Brien. Give me that. You talk about quick reaction times, Parker O'Brien with Barry Allen-esque reaction times right there. That is a very quick out number 1 on that liner right to third. That'll send on Braden Olson. He got a single his last time up, struck out swinging in his first at-bat. And that one almost caught him right in the side of the face. Counts 1-0 on that high inside pitch by Danberg. This part of the order has been tough for Danberg in this game. Diedrich Hahn with 2 hits. Braden Olson also with a single. Watches that one go by for a strike. Jude Tomat with a single. Opplin Sonicson with a single. So when you look at hitters 4 through 7, it's been tough for Will Danberg in this one. But he's trying to handle things in this top of the 6th. This ball lifted and fouled. And the count will go to 1-2. Danberg with a chance at another strikeout right here to possibly get this inning that much closer to moving on to the bottom frame. And that one is just going to be away from the zone. Counts 2-2. Cubs fans, some of them expressing their displeasure at that last call. So a 2-2 pitch on the way. Danberg fires it in, and this time he got it perfectly placed at the top of the zone for out number 2. Another K to add to the collection for Will Danberg. And that will mark his 4th of the game. That sends on the next man in the order, Diedrich Hahn, after Olson gets caught. Hahn with a single and a double in this game thus far. He's been the toughest batter to deal with for Will Danberg. Hahn just having a tremendous game. Shutout on the mound. Couple of hits at the plate. A run scored in this game. It's been one of those for Diedrich Hahn. Reminiscent of the Ridge Linebach game against Brandon Valley last weekend. Counts 2-0 with 2 outs. Linebach trying to answer the call one more time. Or excuse me, Danberg trying to answer the call one more time. This ball is sent to center. This will be easy pickings for George Stalley. Camps under it, makes the catch, looking at the sun, which isn't always easy. Sends us to the bottom half of the 6th. Governors make the Patriots go 3 up, 3 down, and now they'll get a chance to put a run on the scoreboard, and boy, do they need it. Back in 1 right here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hey, yo, Speedo's Lawn Care.
Hello. Say, my yard's in rough shape. It's got weeds, brown spots, and crabgrass.
Yeah, no problemo. What shade of green you need? We got 31 shades of green over here. Even the latest shade of septic tank grass green. That one just naturally gives off a glow.
Call the professionals at True Green. They know how to get your lawn healthy and keep it healthy. They guarantee it. All technicians are trained and certified.
Call True Green, 224-1916.
When you're looking for quality trash pickup services, look no further than Envirotech. 6 days a week, their trucks are on the road picking up trash, even holidays. They're also the place to contact for recycling services. Their friendly, professional staff is ready to assist with weekly pickups or even special pickups. Check out the website at envirotechwaste.com. Envirotech is locally operated. Call 224-4804. Envirotech Waste Services in Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Welcome back to Pierre Governors Baseball on KCCR. This is Dylan Simmons on the call. By the way, I accidentally checked in on the Celtics game, and let's just say I'm happy with what I'm seeing right now. But back to the game that really matters. Your Governors down 1-0 to the Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots, trailing by a score of 1-0. Your scoreboard courtesy of the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine Agency. Thank you to Brittany and American Family Insurance for sponsoring our scoreboard each and every game. The Governors' offense has been held at checkmate so far, but they are looking to break out with their king, Parker O'Brien, at the plate. 9-1-2 due up in the order for the Governors. And if there's any opportunity for the Govs to tie this game up or take the lead in this 6th inning, or really throughout the rest of the game, this is the time to do it. O'Brien struck out swinging his first time up. This is just his second at-bat. And we're in the 6th inning. Whoa, that one way up and over the head of O'Brien, Olsen, and the home plate umpire. So that's one of the easiest balls to call ever. 1-0 count. Very rare that Diedrich Hahn has lost the handle on the baseball in this game, but he just did. 1-0 pitch, fastballs in there for a strike. That's the Diedrich Hahn we've grown used to seeing. He picked up 3 strikeouts in a row in the bottom of the 5th to retire Cooper Twilliger, Sutton Sonnenschein, and Will Danberg. And that's fouled back by O'Brien, counts 1-2. 6 total strikeouts for Hahn in this game. Not quite as many as Ridge Linebaugh in game 1, but it's felt just as dominant. And that goes to the control that they've had on this offense. This is a softly hit ball fouled. It lands in the crowd. Count will stay at 1-2. A few fans over there to try to collect that baseball. Souvenir City in the capital city. 1-2 pitch, and that's a swing and a miss. And that's one that O'Brien, he knows he shouldn't have swung at that one. Decided to go for the high fastball, and it caught him. 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th. Sends on Carter Shufflebine, strikeout number 7 for Diedrich Hahn. Shufflebine is flown out to right and grounded out to second his first 2 times up. Governors still with just 1 total hit in this game thus far. It has been slim pickings at getting guys on the base, or on base. Off-speed pitch, counts 1-0. If the Governors can't score in this bottom of the 6th, they'll get one more chance in the bottom of the 7th to try to get something going. But you just worry about their productivity with the control that Diedrich Hahn has on this game right now. Here's a fly ball to center field. This one could be trouble, and it's caught. Kason Christensen brings it in left center. And I think everyone in this stadium and everyone in this press box thought that one was headed towards the wall. Instead, it's out number 2, and the Governors come up empty with Shufflebine. But great play by Kason Christensen on that fly ball to race his way over all the way towards the warning track. That's the speed that an outfielder has to have. Christensen showed it in spades. It'll send on George Staley from one center fielder to another, who is grounded out to second and short thus far in this game. Off-speed pitch by Hahn, gets in there for a strike. Counts 0-1. And now the Governors, 4 outs away from losing this baseball game, understand that every single at-bat is now of the essence. They don't have the luxury of wasting opportunities right now. Counts 1-1. In this low-scoring game, we said that this could be following that trend of a low-scoring game back in the first inning, and, well, that's absolutely what has taken place. This has been a low-scoring pitcher's duel as the count goes to 1-2, and that's where the Governors a lot of times find themselves most comfortable, but this is a very uncomfortable position right now. 1-2 pitch, 2 away, and that is going to be strike 3. George Talley gets struck out swinging. Strikeout number 8 for Hahn. And we're on to the 7th inning with your Govs still down by a score of 1-0. Time's running out in the final game of the regular season. We'll be back in 1 right here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
When life throws you a curveball, May Adam Law Firm in Pierre is here to help you knock it out of the park. For over 130 years, we've been providing trusted legal expertise in business, family law, criminal defense, and more. Proud sponsors of this season's baseball action, we're committed to serving our community both on and off the field. Need legal advice? Step up to the plate with May Adam Law Firm. Visit mayadam.net or call today. May Adam, South Dakota's law firm since 1881.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebine Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Welcome back. This is Pierre Governors Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Dylan Simmons on the call. We've reached the top half of the 7th inning in game number 2. Will Danberg still on the mound for the Governors in this 1-0 baseball game. The Patriots on top, trying to finish this one out on the road and split today's doubleheader with Pierre. Trying to take a look to see how many pitches that Danberg has in this game. 77, so he's nowhere near the pitch limit yet. He's got plenty of time left if need be. Probably even go a couple of extra innings, but he doesn't want to have to do that if at all possible. There is some action right now in the Lincoln bullpen, so we'll make sure to keep a close eye on that. Jude Tomat leading off in this frame, and he swings and misses at Danberg's first offering. Count goes to 0-1. Hahn's only at 65, so he's nowhere near the pitch limit. I guess they're just walking over there. Count's 0-1. And that pitch is low. Count is 1-1. Will Danberg this season has just continued to deliver. Has a 5-1 record overall. He's on the verge of maybe having that drop to a 5-2. This is a chopper left side. O'Brien picks it up, throws on to first in a hurry, and he did get it to J.J. Buchholz for out number 1. Good work by O'Brien. He has been improving tremendously in this game after the infield mistakes he made yesterday and in game number 1. And that was a great play in the infield, showing just how much talent he has. You never forget or lose talent like that. Sometimes it just goes away for a sec. You get it back, and all's well. Opland Sonic's son is at the plate, and he sends a fly ball deep to left field, blistered, but Linebach's underneath it, makes the catch for out 2. That one looked a little dangerous at the start. It was traveling pretty far, but Linebach didn't have to move too much to get underneath it. Probably one of the most well-hit balls of the day, but not out of the ballpark. Sends on Owen Lechtenberg, the number 8 man in the order. Last chance for Lincoln to add on some insurance. 2 outs. And a swing and a miss. Danberg with 4 strikeouts in total. Would love to add number 5 here in the top of the 7th. 2 strikes away from doing just that. Off speed, got him again. That was actually a fastball. Count goes to 0-2. Kind of looked like an off speed at first, but Will Danberg's pitches is continuing to be impressive. Let's see if he can finish the job right here. 0-2. High for ball 1. That was, without a doubt, a fastball. Ripped it high. Sutton Sunshine had to bring it in and was able to. Governors, at all costs, have got to keep this game at 1-0. The 1-2. And that's high as well. If you give Lincoln even one more run, it just feels almost insurmountable at that point. With the infrequency of the offense in this game, you just feel like one run's the max you can come back from in some ways. That's foul. Back count goes to 2-2. Of course, crazier things have happened, but Dedrick Hahn is not going away anytime soon, and the Governors have just one hit against him. Gonna have to be ultra aggressive in the bottom of the 7th. Danberg got him. Struck out swinging, and Will Danberg makes the Patriots go 3 up, 3 down, and the Governors, most importantly, keep the score at 1-2-0. Last chance to dance in the bottom of the 7th. Will this game continue? Will the Governors walk it off, or will, will the Patriots get a win here on the road? We'll find out in 1 minute's time. You're listening to Pierre Governors Baseball on KCCR.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
All right, folks, here we go. Bottom half of the 7th inning between your Pierre Governors and the Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots. Govs down by a score of 1-0. 3 outs away from defeat at the hands of the Lincoln Patriots in game number 2 of today's doubleheader. Porter Hunsley will lead things off for the Govs in this frame. 3, 4, 5 due up in the order. Hunsley, Dawson, Getz, and Ridge Leimbach. They stand between the Patriots and victory. High pitch here, count goes to 1-0. And it's Dedrick Hahn still on the mound for the Patriots, trying to go all the way with giving up just 1 hit and getting the shutout. And that will be strike 1, count goes to 1-1. And if you're Pierre, the question, of course, how aggressive are you at this point in time? What do you swing at? What do you not swing at? How much patience do you have? I think right now, the way to approach this, at least from my vantage point, whatever way you can, get a man on base. You got to get the tying run at least on base to give yourself a chance. Whether that be a walk, base hit, whatever the case may be, just get that done. And that's ball 3. So you wonder, Dedrick Hahn, it felt like at some point was going to have to hit the wall, and maybe now he's starting to. Porter Hunsley has gotten it to a 3-1. Can he get on base? Not yet. Beautiful fastball by Hahn. He responds. And we've got maybe the biggest payoff pitch of the game coming up. 3-2, no outs, bottom of the 7th. Hunsley the leadoff man. Here we go. Payoff pitch from Hahn is low for ball 4. And Hunsley does get the leadoff walk. And the Governors finally get another man on base. It's been tough sledding on that front. But Hunsley, the tying run for the Governors, is on base at first. That'll send on Dawson Getz, who reached on an E1 in his last at-bat. He's one of only 4 Governors, by my estimation, to get on base in this game. That pitch is high. He was showing bunt. Count goes to 1-0. And is bunting the right decision? That's the question. You risk the out, but you get a runner in scoring position, and you got to execute it cleanly. That's what Getz is going to have to try to do. Here's a throwback to first, and Hunsley just able to get back in time. First baseman falls over. Judge Tamat fell on Hunsley as he was trying to get him out, but looks like everybody's okay. By the way, the count's 2-0. So now if you're Dawson Getz, do you still try to play for the bunt or do you try to force a walk here? Then you got 2 runners on base and no outs. For now, not showing bunt. He may indeed, nope, he is going to go back to the bunt, lays it down. Hahn is going to have it roll along first. They get the out, but most importantly, the runner, Porter Hunsley, is on to second with 1 away. So Getz went back to the bunt, and it worked to perfection. Getz is arguably the best bunter on the team. That's how he got to first his last time up, forced an E1 on Hahn on a little roller along the first base line. So Getz retired on the sac bunt, and that'll send on Ridge Limbach. He did get a single his last time up. Dawson Getz had gotten all the way to third before he was thrown out by Kason Christensen from center field. And now we'll have to see if Limbach can get a repeat of that with a runner in scoring position. Remember, Getz was at first in his last hit. The tying run is in scoring position at second base in Porter Hunsley. The winning run is at home plate. It's Ridge Limbach. Pitch from Hahn. Here's a line drive to right field, and that's fouled. Boy, it looked promising off the bat, but just couldn't fit into that right field corner. And I think the wind may have carried it a little bit as well. It just picked up right at that moment. Felt it in here in the press box. So the count is 0-1. Limbach also popped one out to right in his first at-bat. Pitch from Hahn. That's in the dirt. And oh boy. Porter Hunsley thought about going to third, but the ball stayed in front of Olsen. And if you were watching the YouTube stream, you saw Ridge Limbach tell Hunsley, hey, stay at second base. That's a veteran move from a guy who's seen a lot of baseball, knows what to do. And that's high, ball 2. Count goes to 2-1. Dietrich Hahn, at least from our vantage point, not quite as sharp as he was earlier in this game. 2-1, ground ball up the middle. That gets into center field. Hunsley coming around. He is going to score, and the Governors have tied things up. Ridge Limbach with a miraculous RBI to tie the game at 1 run apiece. Ridge, you are the man. A 1-out RBI shot by Ridge Limbach. That single sends Hunsley home, and we are all knotted up at 1 run apiece. Put the hands in the game of the senior and let him deliver. And now we've got an entirely different ball game here in the bottom of the 7th. Jordan Johnson unhappy making his way to the mound after that big shot was given up. It felt like the Governors just needed one little break, one little breakthrough, and this game would turn upside down, and Ridge Limbach, right place, right time, did exactly that. Porter Hunsley scores the first run of the game. Cooper Terwilliger will be the next man at plate. He's also gotten on base in this game. Forced a walk in his first at-bat. He did strike out looking in his second. So, the winning run is at second base for the Governors. Limbach made an extra effort after the throw to home plate to make his way to second base. So now that extra effort could be rewarded. Terwilliger lets this one go in. It's high for ball 1. And again, the Governors have just 1 out here, so you don't have to get it all on this at-bat, but you feel like Terwilliger gives you one of your best possible opportunities. Crowd's getting loud here at Hyde Stadium. This ball is going to be fouled. Terwilliger got pretty well underneath that one. Counts 1-1. The Governors have had just 2 hits in this game to Lincoln's 5, and yet they may be able to walk it off in this inning. That is also fouled, and the count's 1-2. Terwilliger's down to his final strike. Everyone is starting to collectively stand up here at Hyde Stadium. Nobody is sitting down right now. They want to know exactly what's going to happen here. Sitting on pins and needles if you are sitting. And Terwilliger swings and misses. That's strike 3, it's out 2. Or Terwilliger, yes, he is out. He was standing there for a second. I think he thought that was only strike 2. But now he's officially out. So after that bit of confusion, Terwilliger is retired, and that'll send on Sutton Sonnenschein. And the catcher, Olsen, is going to have a quick conversation with Hahn. Runner at second here for the Governors in Ridge Leimbach. He got the clutch RBI single to put the Govs in this position. 2 outs. The winning run is at home plate with Sutton Sonnenschein. Sends a fly ball into center. Back and making the catch is Christensen. And the 7th inning is over. But the Governors tie it up. Ridge Leimbach, the senior, in his final regular season game at home, comes up clutch. And we are all knotted up at 1 run apiece. We'll be back for the top of the 8th in 1 minute's time. You're listening to Pure Governors Baseball on KCCR. Don't you dare touch that dial, folks.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Stolken Peterson LLP has been your local CPA firm for over 40 years, offering tax preparation, bookkeeping, payroll, and consulting services. If your business, farm, or ranch needs professional, accurate, and reliable services, we are your firm. Our clients are our #1 priority. If you need a higher level of accounting service, give us a call at 605-224-5828. That's Stolken Peterson LLP, 222 East Missouri Avenue in Pierre.
Welcome back. This is Pure Governors Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. How about one more extra inning in the capital city? It's the top of the 8th between your Governors and the Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots. Game number 2 of today's doubleheader. The score is 1-1. The Governors coming up with a miraculous run in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Dietrich Hahn and company held the Governors' offense all game long, but in the moment when it mattered the most, the Govs came through with that clutch Ridge Leimbach RBI, and now they've got a chance in this 8th inning to take this one at home. However, the Patriots will get the first crack at it offensively. Will Danberg is still on the mound. He has not hit his pitch limit yet, but he is closing in. Kason Christensen will lead off. Number 9 man in the order, 9-1-2 due up for Sioux Falls Lincoln. Danberg at 87 pitches right now, so not quite at that 100-plus mark, but close enough to where the Governors will have to start getting some arms ready in the bullpen. And Hahn now 80-plus as well after that bottom of the 7th extended things. Danberg, nice pitch, swing and a miss. And the count goes to 0-1. Christensen caught nothing but air. He's popped one up to second and grounded out to short in his 2 at-bats in this game. 0-1, Danberg. Fastball is low. Count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike. Not the first time we've gone to extra innings here at Hyde Stadium this season. This has been a common occurrence, it feels like. Almost once a doubleheader, it's got to happen. And it's a perfect way to end out the regular season. High chopper, right 2 gets, takes his time. Oh, and he double clutched, didn't throw to first. And that is going to put a runner on base for the Patriots. And now the question is whether or not that was a hit or an error for Kason Christensen. They're going to call that as an error. So Christensen gets to first on an E6. This gets, I don't know if he just kind of had a mental lapse or the arm didn't quite work the way he wanted to, but a runner on first for the Patriots. The leading run at first, Cale Meyer, is at the plate. He shows bunt, lays it down, and it's fouled. Counts 0-1, much like the Governors did in the bottom of the 7th. The Patriots now using the bunt game. We saw Dawson Getz do that to spring Porter Hunsley on to second. Beautiful sack bunt. Set up that Ridge Linebach RBI single that eventually sent Hunsley in and tied this game. Now it's the Patriots going to that well. Danberg keeping a close eye at first. Here's the bunt. It's laid down. Danberg picks it up, throws on to first, and gets the out. But much like the Governors, the Patriots are able to advance their man to second. Kason Christensen is in scoring position with one away. So Kale Meyer retired after the bunt. That'll send on Jens McClarty. Grounded out to third his first time up, flew out to right his second time. This is his fourth at-bat of the game. Runner at second is Christensen. Danberg watching. And pitches in low, counts 1-0. Sutton Sonnenshine's done a great job of keeping the ball in front of him in this game. And if you're the Governors right now, just don't let anything get out of the infield if you can help it. Not always an easy task against the power hitting that Lincoln has. Here's a softly hit ball that's fouled. Counts 1-1. We will have post-game coverage following the conclusion of this game whenever it comes to a close right here on KCCR. Make sure to stay tuned for the KCCR Sports Post-Game Show. 1-1 count for Will Danberg. He is locked in on Christensen at second. This ball's popped up. Will it be playable for Danberg? It will be, but it's Buchholz who makes the catch. Big out for J.J. Buchholz and the Governors. We haven't called Buchholz's name much in this game. He's not a batter. He's playing specifically at first base as a defender, thanks to that rule in South Dakota baseball. Terwilliger is the DH as a result, but Buchholz coming up with maybe the biggest defensive play of the game so far. That was a massive out. The Governors had to get it, and most importantly, it keeps Christensen at second. So now, after McClarty's pop-up, that'll send on Colin Lunders. Danberg. Oh, that one's fouled, and I think that went off the home plate umpire's face mask. You could hear the cling. Looks like he's not phased. I'm sure he's had a lot of that in his career. Happens to all home plate umpires. That's why he got the face mask. Counts 0-1. Lunders does not have a hit yet in this game. He lined out to third his last time up. Split second reaction by Parker O'Brien got that one in. And oh, you saw in the background on the YouTube stream, just for a second there, it looked like Christensen was thinking about going to third. Counts 1-1, probably just trying to keep the catcher and pitcher honest. He wants to get to third at all costs, and Governor's trying to hold him at second. There's a strike. Count goes to 1-2. Danberg has got 5 of them in this game, and this could very well be the biggest. If he can get this strikeout, get number 6, and end the top of the 8th. Danberg. This one's lined into left. That's going to be a base hit, and this may send the runner home. Here's the throw to home plate, and they're going to get him out at home plate. Ridge Linebach again. What a throw from left field. This senior is showing out in the final game of the regular season. They found a way to get to Christensen, and the Governors send this game to the bottom of the 8th. What drama, what intensity, what action. Coaches fired up, fans fired up. And hang on a second. We're not going to go to break yet because Lincoln is arguing. Now, what's going on here? Scott Rowie is upset at something. I'm not sure if anyone knows exactly what's going on. They're ruling, I think, that because he took out the catcher on that play at home plate, that would result in interference. He didn't slide. And that's where the controversy is coming in. So it's an out. It's an out regardless. Yes, yes. So we're trying. Okay, so I think we got that sorted out. And of course, the umpire is still having a discussion. And it's a very confusing situation. Lincoln is back out there. So runner did get ejected. That's what happened. So it was just a runner sliding issue, the fact that he didn't slide. So sorry for all the confusion there, folks. I had no idea what was going on or why the coaches were upset. It was just a matter of the runner not sliding. But the most important thing is they got the out. So that's the most important thing to keep in mind. I'll tell you what, we're just going to stick with the action right here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. But I wasn't even focused on that. All I cared about was the out in that situation. And I'm sure that's all that Pierre really wanted to keep in mind. Obviously, as a coach, you don't want a player to have a situation where he doesn't slide, but at the end of the day, despite all of that, the Governors did get the out, so that's the most important thing. And now Will Danberg comes to the plate as we've reached the bottom of the 8th, and this game is tied at 1-1. So the runner got ejected in that situation, Kason Christensen that is, and now Danberg at the plate. Count goes to 0-1, so we will not see Christensen again if this game goes to the 9th. But again, that massive relay from Ridge Linebox saving the Governors bacon in that spot and allowing this game to just be where it is right now. Danberg, ground ball right side, fouls it, and the count is 0-2. Danberg has struck out swinging, in his 2 at-bats so far. Parker O'Brien is the next man up. He's also struck out swinging twice. Pitch is high. Counts 1-2. That is Dietrich Hahn, who is still on the mound, but having issues with control in this late stage of the game. Danberg lifts this one. It's a foul ball, and it is going to land in the Governors' dugout, just barely away from where Jude Tomat could have made a play on it. So the count stays at 1-2. That one hung up in the air forever. Landed just outside the field of play. So lucky break for Danberg and the Govs. Danberg's been on the mound the entire game. He's played a great game so far. Has held the Patriots to just 1 run. And now looking for his first hit of the game here to put the winning run on base for Pierre. 1-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Struck out swinging for the 3rd straight time. Dietrich Hahn with yet another K. That'll send on Parker O'Brien here in the bottom half of the 8th with 1 out, who has also struck out swinging in his 2 trips to the plate. If the Governors cannot score in this bottom of the 8th, we will head to the 9th. Play until this thing has a winner. This one lifted and fouled to the right side. Lands out of the park, counts 0-1. Parker O'Brien, the 3rd baseman, has had a great game defensively. Hasn't quite yet managed the touch offensively with the bat. We will go back to the top of the order with Carter Schuffelbein in this inning. No matter what, there's a strike, counts 0-2. And right now, I think the Governors just want to get back to that top of the order. If O'Brien can get on base, that would be tremendous because you feel like Schuffelbein could set it up to win it. Schuffelbein has been quiet in this game, though. 0 for 3 thus far. Ground ball, right side, right to the 2nd baseman. Throw to first in time for a 4-3 and out number 2. So O'Brien comes up empty. And now it'll be the 4th time through the order. Carter Schuffelbein will head to home plate with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. And barring A great sequence from Pierre. It looks like this game could be headed to the top of the ninth. But you do have the top of the order coming up. Shufflebine, Stalley, and Hunsley. And it just takes one good shot to put somebody all the way to home plate. There's a strike, counts 0-1. Really, it's been the middle part of the order that's done the most damage in this game for Pierre. Dawson Getz, Ridge Leinbach, and Cooper Twilliger. So you'd almost like to get to them at this point. That pitch is outside, counts 1-1. Shufflebine has been unable to get any leverage on Hahn in this game. He was getting closer and closer to that pitch limit. Counts 1-1. Here's a ground ball right to third. Throw on to first is bobbled and safe at first base is Carter Shufflebine. That's going to be an error that puts a runner aboard for the Governors. And just when you think the 8th inning is over, well, as Lee Corso once said, not so fast, my friend. We are not done. That's going to be an E1, or E3, I should say. That sends Shufflebine on to first. Governors with a runner aboard, and now George Stalley to the plate. The winning run is on for the Governors. George Stalley has not yet managed to hit, but maybe that'll change right here. Lets that one go by. Count goes to 1-0. Porter Hunsley will be the next man up. He got on with a walk his last time up and has scored the lone run of this game for the Governors. So you've got a really strong part of the order coming up for Pierre. Bouncing ball right to short, and stepping on second is Cale Meyer. That'll take us to the top of the ninth. Play continues on. More free baseball here in the capital city. Your score is still Governors 1, Lincoln 1. Back in 1 right here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Swing for the fences with a great deal from Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre. Whether you need a powerful truck, a fuel-efficient sedan, or a spacious SUV, they've got the perfect lineup to keep you on the road and in the game. Don't strike out. Stop by today or visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, where the best deals in town are always in play.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Welcome back. This is Pure Governors Baseball on KCCR. Dylan Simmons with you on this Saturday afternoon. Your scoreboard courtesy of the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine Agency. Right now, Will Danberg is still out there for the Governors, but he is getting closer and closer to that pitch limit. He's gone for 99 pitches in this game thus far, and at some point soon, he's going to hit that pitch limit. If not in the top of the ninth, then very soon. He's got Colin Lunders to lead things off, followed by Braden Olson and Diedrich Hahn. 3, 4, 5 due up in the order. So we're playing the length of a professional game in this one. 9 innings here at Hyde Stadium. Extra innings action in the final game of the regular season. Danberg's first pitch is high. Count goes to 1-0. Danberg and Leinbach, the best two pitchers for Pierre, getting to shine here in the final doubleheader of the regular season. Leinbach has made game-saving plays already. High fly ball deep to left field. This one is going to land right at the base of the wall. And it's going to be a leadoff double. And moving on to third now on the missed throw, and all the way at third base is going to be Braden Olson. My gracious, he blistered that one to left field. The throw got away from Dawson Getz at second. And now all the way at third base is the leadoff man, Braden Olson. What a wild and unfortunate start for Pierre. A great start for Lincoln. And that'll send on Diedrich Hahn. That pitch comes in for a strike. Count goes to 0-1. So Olsen got that double and then advanced to third on the throw. And that's yet another error on the Governors. Their second, and a costly one at that. Now the count's 1-1, and now the leading run is 90 feet away from home plate. Diedrich Hahn has been the MVP for Lincoln in this game. His pitching has been superb. 1-1 pitch, and he fouls this one back. Count is 1-2. Bounced it off the cage. Hahn will be followed by Jude Tomat and Oplin Sonicson. Hahn, the number 5 man in the order. He thus far does have a hit in his second at-bat and his first, single and a double. Here's a chopper, over to third, throwing on to first, and the ball is over the head of the first baseman Buchholz. 1 run is gonna score for Lincoln. It's a throwing error on Parker O'Brien that sends in Braden Olsen. Diedrich Hahn all the way to second on that wide throw, and the Patriots on top by a score of 2-1. And Scott Rowie making his way out to the mound, and that'll be the end of Will Danberg's day. So Danberg has to head back to the dugout as he's reached his pitch limit, which we knew would likely happen here in the top of the 9th, and just a tough turn of events for Pierre right there. We'll see who the next man is up, but that is a crusher. O'Brien took the ball on the hop, and he had Braden Olsen stuck at third base. If he could have gotten the throw to first accurately, it would have been an easy out, but instead threw it over the head of Buchholz. Error number 3 for the Governors, as Porter Hunsley is going to make his way out as the pitcher for the Governors. So this will change some things up, as Hunsley was the right fielder, so we'll see who takes over in right. It looks like Danberg is going to become the right fielder, and Hunsley will take over on the mound, as far as we know anyway. And it is stunned silence here at Hyde Stadium right now, and understandably so. It's been such great execution for Pierre defensively all game long, and then it just takes 1 or 2 mistakes to have things unravel, and 2 errors here in the top of the 9th have catapulted Lincoln to this 2-1 lead. And now the Patriots are just 3 outs away from victory. But there is still hope for the Governors. Right now they've got to find a way to end this top of the 9th quickly, and Porter Hunsley might just be the man for the job. Hunsley has plenty of pitching experience, a 1.40 ERA on the season. 2-0 record, 1 save. Right now he's got to hold the Patriots at bay. Diedrich Hahn currently in second. He is the lone runner on base right now for the Patriots. Advancing all the way thanks to that E5 committed by Parker O'Brien. Jude Tomat will be the next man up. Got a single in his first at-bat, struck out looking in his second, and grounded to third on his third. No outs. Hahn at second, and Porter Hunsley, the lefty, about to deliver his first pitch. And it's low, and the count goes to 1-0. First time somebody other than Will Danberg and Ridge Limbach have pitched outside of Hudson Socher's, 1/3 of an inning in game number 1. Right at the end, and there's a strike. Count goes to 1-1. 5 combined errors for these 2 teams. 3 for Pierre, 2 for Sioux Falls Lincoln. And that pitch is high. Count goes to 2-1. Jude Tomat had the lone RBI for most of this game. Got it back in the second inning. He's been quiet since. Struck out looking his last time up. And now moving on to third. Here's the throw. Sunshine. And safe at third base, just barely, was Diedrich Hahn. He somehow managed to outrun the throw by Sonnenschein. The ball was bobbled. Hahn took off, and he capitalized. Counts 3-1. The speed of Hahn making all the difference, and he is now 90 feet away from giving the Patriots a 2-run lead. Here's a chopper that gets into center field for a base hit. Over the head of Schuffelbein. Coming home is Hahn, and that's going to be an RBI single for Jude Tomat, his second of the game. The Patriots take a 3-1 lead, and that may have put this one away. So still no outs for Pierre. Runner at first for Lincoln in Jude Tomat. Porter Hunsley sends in a high pitch. Count goes to 1-0. This is Opplin Sonicson at the plate. And there's not much to say after stuff like that happening. And that one gets past Parker O'Brien right over the third base bag. And another single, this one for Sonicson. 2 straight, runners at first and second, still no outs. And all of a sudden, Lincoln has completely hit their stride. And with Danberg hitting his limit, you wonder if Pierre has hit their metaphorical limit as well in this game, as what was once a stout defense has started to somewhat crumble in the top of the ninth. Owen Lechtenberg, the next man up. Right fielder struck out swinging his last time. Bunt as that pitch is high. Bunt shown anyway, counts 1-0, or 0-1. They ruled that as a strike. And again, still no outs, so this is a tough spot for Pierre to be in. You got to get outs in a hurry, and you got to do it with 2 runners on base. Playing up, and another ball that rolls fair, and got to throw to first. They finally do, and for whatever reason, Hunsley kind of hesitated there for a second. I think he was looking at third trying to get the out, and he thankfully realized it just in time to throw to first. Was able to get it, and most importantly, get the first out, but that was almost another disaster. Much like Parker O'Brien's 2 RBI single in the first game, that ball started off foul, rolled fair. And it allows now 2 runners to get in scoring position, as it looks like we've got a pinch hitter in. Well, not a pinch hitter. Kason Christensen, remember, was ejected for that lack of a slide in the 8th inning, so this is his replacement. As that pitch goes by, count is going to be 1-1. Governors have got to be careful here. Infield playing up. This is a fly ball into center. Stalley has to race back for it. He does get it. Tagging up at third and scoring here for Sioux Falls Lincoln will be Jude Tomat, and that brings the score to 4-1. Runner at third for the Patriots, and yet another run to add to the collection. 2 outs in the top of the ninth, but Lincoln, who had scored just 1 run all game, has put up 3 in this top of the ninth. Moving to third is Opplin Sonicson. And after that fly out, this is a ball sent out to center, and Stalley once again collects it for out number 3. Sends us to the bottom of the ninth, but what a huge top of the ninth for Sioux Falls Lincoln. Coming up clutch, big RBI single from Jude Tomat. Costly errors by Pierre have put them down 3 in need of a miracle. We'll be back in 1 minute right here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports with more Pierre Governors Baseball.
Becky Potsaba and State Farm Insurance are here to help you with your insurance and banking needs. State Farm's not just insurance. It's banking, investments, IRAs, loans, and a whole lot more. We offer guidance in a personal and caring way that helps you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and find ways to control costs so you can realize your dreams. We know how life is, and we're here for you. Stop in to see Becky at 1315 East Wells Avenue in Pierre, or call Becky at 224-4173.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome back. This is Pure Governors Baseball on KCCR. Glad you're joining us on this Saturday afternoon. Lincoln Patriots on top by a score of 4-1. This game now well past 2 hours. Second half of our doubleheader today. The Governors 3 outs away from tasting defeat against the hands of Diedrich Hahn and the Patriots. But not all hope is lost. You've got your best part of the order, at least for this game, coming up. Leading off will be Porter Hunsley, followed by Dawson Getz and Ridge Leimbach. So 3, 4, 5 due up in the order. But the Patriots and Diedrich Hahn, especially with Hahn closing in on his pitch limit, they want to end this thing as quickly as they can. Bottom of the ninth. Governors running out of time, but still with opportunities. Let's see what Porter Hunsley can do. He got to first last time on a walk. That coming in the 7th inning. He scored the lone run for Pierre today. That pitch is high. And I think one element of strategy here for Pierre is that you can almost outlast Hahn, make him reach that pitch limit, see if a new pitcher can't give up a few shots and maybe put yourself in position to force a comeback. But again, that's somewhat wishful thinking. Hahn is at 97, so he is close, but you can't count your eggs before they hatch. Gotta make it through without suffering any outs if you can help it, and that's strike 2. Count goes to 1-2, and Diedrich Hahn may get another out and another strikeout here to possibly put the Governors with just 2 outs left. And that one's outside, counts 2-2. Porter Hunsley's been great at extending at-bats all season long. He may need to do it again right here. 2-2 pitch, and there's a strike. Another strikeout for Diedrich Hahn. Porter Hunsley retired. 1 down in the bottom of the 9th. That'll send on Dawson Getz for what could be the final at-bat that Diedrich Hahn has to handle. So Hunsley is retired. That sends on Getz. He laid down a bunt his last time up that sprung Hunsley on to second, but there's no Hunsley in sight. So Getz is going to have to swing for the fences right here. That pitch is high. Count goes to 1-0. With 2 outs there, with just 2 outs left, I should say, there definitely is a sense of urgency for Pierre right now. But you can't get it all back at once, and that's the important thing to remember. Count goes to 1-1 here. You just need a few guys on base. Maybe just one hit to start to get something sprung together. You got Ridge Leimbach waiting in the wings, and we know what he's capable of. That one fouled into the Hyde Stadium cage. Count goes to 1-2. Dawson Getz does not have a hit yet in this game, but he did reach on an error in his second at-bat. He's going to line this one foul, and that'll keep the count at 1-2. One-two count with 1 away. That one just outside. Good take, gutsy take by Getz. Did not swing at that one. Decided to hold back, and that was a good decision. The count is 2-2. Just hits this one softly. Throw to first is in time. That's going to be a 4-3. And Getz is quickly retired on that soft hit ground ball. 2 down, 1 out left for Pierre to work with. Ridge Leimbach will come to the plate. And that was indeed the last batter for Diedrich Hahn, reaching his pitch limit. What a game he had. If you're a Lincoln fan, you can't say enough about the performance that he put together today. Much like Ridge Leimbach, he may have to end his game 1 out before the game comes to an end. But he has absolutely been the MVP of this game. Pierre really unable to do anything with him. And now the Lincoln Patriots need just 1 more out to close this thing out. New man on the mound, that's number 10, Connor Gray. And he's another very solid pitcher. had 6 innings pitched in Game 1 versus Brandon Valley, gave up just 1 earned run, and had 3 strikeouts. So this is a guy who's already got a pretty solid stat line this season. Granted, he's got to put himself up against arguably the best batter for Pierre today, and that's Ridge Linebaugh. Delivered the massive RBI single that tied this game up at 1 in the bottom of the 7th. Patriots scoring 3 runs in the top of the 9th. And now you've got the 4-1 game we find ourselves in. If Linebaugh can survive this at-bat, Cooper Terwilliger will be the next man up, followed by Sutton Sonnenschein and Will Danberg, barring any pinch hitters. If it gets to that point, we'll see what Scott Rowie wants to do. Ridge Linebaugh has had a sensational final regular season game. This guy has just found ways to make plays over and over again. Had the massive RBI single. Was able to get that big relay from left field to get the out in the 8th that prevented Lincoln from getting a run then. And he was incredible from the mound in game number 1, 6 2/3. Swings and misses at this one. He was swinging for the fences that time. Count goes to 0-1, but anything he can put together right here may be too little too late. Connor Gray trying to close this thing out, and he fires that one well wide. Count goes to 1-1. 2 more strikes for Linebaugh to work with. Looking for his 3rd hit of the game. And that fastball's outside. Count goes to 2-1. We know Linebaugh will be patient with this at-bat. If you want to put the game in the hands of one guy, he's the one you want to go to. That's ball 3. Counts at 3-1. Maybe the Governors can get a runner on base here to help turn things around. And that's ball 4. So Linebaugh does indeed, excuse me. Obviously, you can tell my voice is tiring out. Does get on to first base with a 2-out walk. Runner aboard for the Govs. That'll send on Cooper Terwilliger. He struck out his last 2 times, but he's always got some magic in his back pocket. Maybe he could get some right here. Swing and a miss. Counts 0-1. Swung at that fastball offering. Waiting on the 0-1 with 2 outs. And this is a chopper left side. Picked up by the 3rd baseman, thrown to first, and that'll end the game. Hoplik Sonnenschein to Jude Tamat, and that will do it. The Governors fall by a score of 4-1 to the Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots in the final game of the regular season. Lincoln with a clutch top of the 9th, 3 runs scored. Governors with some self-inflicted mistakes, multiple errors, unable to keep up in the bottom of the 9th. They fall for their 6th loss of the season, 5th in South Dakota play. And that will do it for the 2025 regular season of action. A fun year, a tough ending, but all in all, still a great day of baseball at Hyde Stadium. And we're not done quite yet here on KCCR. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have post-game coverage of the Govs and the Patriots. So make sure to stay tuned for all of that and more. Back in 2 right here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
For over 60 years, Birding Electric has been powering homes and businesses across central South Dakota. When you need reliable electrical service, trust the experts with decades of experience. Whether it's a simple residential repair, a complex commercial installation, or even electrical work on your farm, Birding Electric has you covered. And if you're tired of searching everywhere for that hard-to-find bulb, Birding Electric carries a wide selection of bulbs, including those hard-to-find fluorescent and specialty options. Visit us at 2903 East Elizabeth Street or call today, 605-224-8684. Venture Communications has deep roots in rural South Dakota. Venture now proudly provides fiber to the home with 100% of our customers, enabling them to enjoy super fast and reliable internet connections. We'd like the opportunity to keep you in touch with the people and resources that matter most. 100% fiber and 100% committed to rural South Dakota. Call Venture Communications today at 605-852-2224, 605-852-2224, or online at venturecom.net.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you.
Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner. They will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Yag Air Incorporated is your locally owned ag chemical and seed retailer. Yag Air Incorporated offers reliable ground and aerial application. For the latest seed and chemical pricing, contact Kyle at 605-280-8710 or Tony at 605-280-4771. Yag Air for all your ag chemical and seed needs. Kyle 605-280-8710 or Tony 605-280-4771.
Welcome back. This is Pure Governors Baseball on KCCR. Dylan Simmons on the call. And as always, our scoreboard courtesy of the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine Agency. Governors falling to the Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots by a score of 4-1 here in game number 2 after taking a 4-2 win in game number 1. So a doubleheader split today, as we've seen a few times this season. For the Governors, they had a few different great players in this game. Everybody had at least one or two really awesome plays in games 1 and 2. Ridge Leinbach, though, with a hit, RBI, and walk in this game. He was the most productive offensive player for Pierre. Rest of the Governors were somewhat held in check. Porter Hunsley, though, scoring the lone run brought in by Ridge Leinbach. And shout out to Dawson Getz for setting that up with a bunt. Good pitching from Will Danberg in this game. Went 8 innings, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts. But just could not hold the Patriots at bay forever. Porter Hunsley would come in after the fact with 1 inning pitched and 1 earned run allowed. Meanwhile, for Sioux Falls Lincoln, they had a bevy of offensive scores, especially in the 9th. 2 hits coming from Olson, 2 hits from Dietrich Hahn, 1 RBI from Tomat. Sonicson had 2 hits as well, so 4 different players for Sioux Falls Lincoln ended up with 2 hits. Also a hit going for Meyer in this game as well. Cale Meyer, that is. And the Patriots doing enough to get a 4-1 win. 3 runs in the top of the 9th. Scoreless the rest of the game outside of the 2nd, where they scored 1 run. Pierre's lone run coming in the bottom of the 7th to extend this game to extra innings. And you wonder if these two teams will meet again in the postseason. You've got last year's state champion. You've got the 2023 state champion. You never know what's going to happen in the 2025 postseason. Perhaps this is just a preview of a state championship yet to come. Regular season has reached its close, and you know what that means. We'll have postseason action for Pierre Governors Baseball right here on KCCR. Region Tournament starts up next weekend. The voice of Pierre Governors Baseball, John Winkler, will have the call for all those games coming up in the future. You will hear from me again when the post-state baseball season starts up in just a few weeks, so stay tuned for all of that. And tune into the KCCR Morning Show. We'll have recaps of this weekend's games, full KCCR sports reports, KCCR news, and yours truly, Dylan Simmons, to give you all the latest going on around the capital city area. Final score in game number 2, Sioux Falls Lincoln wins by a score of 4-1. This has been a presentation of KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. For Eliza back at the station, for all of you listening in at home, I am Dylan Simmons saying so long from Hyde Stadium, and always have an electric night.
You've been listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Governor Baseball is brought to you by Comtech, True Green Chemlon, Edward Jones Financial, Overhead Doors, Todd's Electric, Shane's Pharmacy, Yag Air, AGE, First Fidelity, State Farm Insurance Becky Ponsaba Agency, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Missouri River Dentistry, Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, Agtegra, Ferding Electric, Envirotech, Kruger Climate Systems, Stalkin Peterson LLP, Wagner Auto, the South Dakota Office of Attorney General, Division of Consumer Protection, Gales Gas, First United Methodist Church, Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction, Beck Motor Company, May Adams, American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine Agency, Lamb Motors, Bank West, CHS River Plains, Faith Lutheran Church, Graham Tire, Kathy Sunshine Properties, Venture Communications, and the American of Fort Pierre. Join us all season for Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting,